Hey, what's up everybody? This is Chase here at Rocky Mountain, joined today with another Bruff brother. You've seen Riley Bruff in a lot of videos, but today we got the youngest of the three. This is Gavin.
Yes, sir.
Gavin, how are you doing, man?
I'm good.
All right, well, hey, thank you for letting us come out today. They do RMX Academy out here at Cache Valley. They have a lot of kids come out and do training schools. We got to come ride today, but this video is a kind of ride review slash versus of the SG-22 from Gaerne and the Alpinestars Tech 10. So Gavin, you've been an Alpinestars Tech 10 rider for a lot of years now. Do you know how many years you've been riding those?
Yeah, about 2.5, almost 3.
Were you do Tech 7s before that?
Yeah, Tech 7s, and then they just kind of felt like I just needed more support, getting faster and older, and so yeah, I switched to Tech 10s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gavin is by far probably the most particular rider that I know, and what I mean by that is he does not like to venture very far outside of his comfort zone.
Nope.
So he's been riding the Tech 10s. He has ridden in some of the other boots, but it's very hard to get Gavin to try anything else. And he actually did a gear shoot with us a while back.
Yeah.
And he was riding in some SG-22s, and surprisingly during that he's like, I could actually moto in these things. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, he has a pair now. So I want to get his thoughts on what it's like to go from a Tech 10, a guy that's worn that religiously for the last 3 years, to the SG-22. So Gavin, first off, we'll just start with the initial step in fitment. How does this compare to a Tech 10 for you?
The Gaernes are a little bit bigger, but I'm also...
Like lengthwise?
Yeah, and width a little bit. Like I feel like my feet move around a little bit more than the A-Stars, but that's also because A-Stars have that inner booty.
Right.
But it fits really good. Yeah, I'm a 10 in both. It really didn't take me long to adjust, honestly.
Yeah, your brother Riley actually goes down a full size. You didn't feel like you needed to do that?
No, and I think once I want to get an insole for comfort, and I think once I get that, it'll fit a lot better.
Yeah, I told Gavin, I was like, hey dude, trust me, for the SG-22s, this is the kind of a complaint that I've had with this boot in the past, is the insole on these is paper thin. It blows out super quick, and if you just go buy another one, just something with a little more squish and cushion, it changes the boot fit. But okay, so fitment for you is good. As far as comfort goes, is one more comfortable for you than the other if you were wearing one all day long?
The Alpinestars is definitely more comfy. Like, I don't know, the booty is just, it's just snug on your feet. It's a little extra layer of comfort. So like walking around all day or like working, we're watering all day during races, definitely prefer the Alpinestar, but like I said, I just have the stock insole in this right now. So
any hot spots where like you're just like, oh gosh, like I have one spot on this boot that's just rubbing me raw or anything like that?
Not really. Like I put 4 full days of riding on these things so far, and I don't have any abnormal blisters or anything.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Let's talk about the support, because that's why you said you went from a Tech 7 to a Tech 10.
Yeah.
Is everyone knows the Tech 10 is probably the most supportive boot because they have a little insert between the 2 lower buckles. It's very, very stiff out of the box. How do these compare as far as stiffness for flexibility after they're broken into a Tech 10?
Yeah, they're definitely more flexible right off the bat, which is nice. I kind of like, the Alpinestars are really hard to break in, or they take more time, but then once they are broken, they still have the right amount of hold up, right? And these, they're a little too flexible sometimes, nothing like a Tech 7, or that's really the only other boot I've worn. But
so stiffer than a Tech 7, more supportive.
Yeah, but and like sometimes the Tech 10s, a lot of people think are too stiff, so I would think for your average rider, this is kind of the happy medium.
Okay.
But I like a little bit more support.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's talk about feel on the motorcycle. So when you're standing on the foot pegs, you're hitting the brake pedal, you're getting your shifts. Do you feel like one has more feel on the controls than the other?
Yeah, I think this toe box, or the length, is a little bit longer than the Alpinestar. So it takes me a few laps to adjust. Like I've noticed I kind of stomp on my rear brake harder with this boot going back and forth. But then that's just because I think I'm a little too far forward than I think I am.
Right.
But it really doesn't take long to adjust. So that's the biggest thing with, control, is just this being a little bit longer.
But feel on the foot pegs for you is pretty good?
Yeah, foot pegs honestly feels about the same. Like it takes me, like I said, 3-4 laps to get used to the boots, and then I kind of just forget what I'm wearing after that. But foot peg feel is pretty similar, I'd say.
How about buckles?
Buckles?
I think it's the best buckle design on the Gaerne.
Yeah.
Just because Tech 10s, for me, sometimes if they're dirty, you got to like snap that thing down.
Yeah.
Personally, I've never had a single problem with the Gaernes. I don't know about you.
No, I haven't thought about like actually doing up the buckles, but yeah, these are really nice buckles. Yeah, and I think the 4 buckles is a little bit better, where Alpinestars have 3. I think you just have a little more protection, I guess.
I don't know how you feel, but one thing that I've noticed with the Tech 10s having just a 3 is sometimes with the Tech 10, I feel like I can't get it to feel snug enough right here, like just over the top of my foot.
Yeah.
Like to feel like my ankle's locked in. And as I start to wear them or wear them all day long, I'll start to feel like my ankle is kind of getting a little bit loose in there. Whereas I feel like the Gaerne kind of locks the ankle in maybe a little bit better. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think it is this middle strap right here puts a lot of, it keeps your ankle more
down
stable.
force, right?
Yeah. So that is one thing Alpinestars is missing, but the Alpinestars are just so stiff in general. I don't really notice it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything about this boot that you haven't liked riding in it now?
Honestly, it's kind of a dumb thing, but just it's really hot. Like, and I have these super vented Alpinestars on, and so I'm used to that airflow coming in. And these, like, I've never had my feet sweat so much. And I know it's hot, you know, it's summer in middle of Idaho.
But hey, everything counts, everything matters, right? If your feet are getting hot, they're getting hot.
Yeah, and I've never been one to like take my boots off in the middle of the day, but I think if I were to switch to these fully, I might have to start doing that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, durability. How many hours, do you know how many hours, or like, can you get a full season out of Tech 10s? You ride a lot.
I ride a lot.
Gavin does pro nationals.
Yeah.
He absolutely shreds. He got 8th overall at the Canadian National this year. He puts in a lot of seat time. So how much time do you get out of a pair of Tech 10s?
I would say only 4 or 5 months.
Really?
So not even half a year. And they kind of just split at this, on the Tech 10s, they split on this inside seam for me. Like, I think it is because it's missing that bottom buckle. And so there's a lot of pressure right here on the Alpinestars, and it just splits the stitching out, and that's the biggest wear I have on the Alpinestar.
Okay, with the SG-22, I know you don't have a lot of time in it, but do you feel like it's going to hold up longer than your Tech 10 would, just wearing it and seeing where you're wearing on it?
I would think so. Looking at it, you know, the whole 4 buckle system, there's a lot more plastic on it, which
covering up that soft material.
Yeah. So yeah, I would think these would last a lot longer. I'll be curious to see the more time I put on them.
Okay.
But yeah, I only get 3 to 5 months out of Alpinestar, depending on how much I'm riding.
Okay.
And then.
Okay. Yeah. Well, last question. If you had to pick just one, and you were like, hey, you get one pair of boots for a year, from January to January, which one would you take?
If it was only one, strictly for a year, I would probably take these.
For durability?
Yeah, because I can get used to them, like I said, 3-4 laps, and then kind of forget I'm wearing them. Other than the heat thing, that's my biggest complaint, but I could get used to it. So yeah, I would probably take the Gaerne SG-22s.
But for performance, if you were getting new boots every 3 to 5 months, you're sticking with Tech 10s?
Performance, I would stick with Tech 10s. Just the comfort, like, I'm just really comfortable in them, and the
support and all that. Okay.
I think they're designed more for performance rather than durability, right?
Okay.
Which is, I don't know, everyone has their own thing.
It's a trade-off for everything, right?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Well, look, everybody, that is Gavin's breakdown of the SG-22, kind of his first impressions versus the Tech 10 that he is very comfortable and knows very well. But if you are deciding between these two boots, hopefully his feedback and mine have helped you out a little bit. But hey, we're here to answer your questions. If you want to know more about these, because I've spent a lot of time in both as well, more than happy to give you my feedback. We did a Premium Boot Shootout that your brother was a part of. You can go watch that to see where me, Kiefer, Aiden, Kiefer, Riley all ranked all the Premium boots. So go give that a watch. But as always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what boot do you have, what do you like, what do you dislike about it, and stay up to date on product reviews like this. Get subscribed to the Rocky Mountain YouTube channel. And lastly, we've done other boot versus. In fact, your brother did the Tech 10 versus the new Fox Instinct. Go give that a watch too. I'm Chase. This is Gavin. We'll see you on the track.